Thank you. And now, to conclude our debate, I call on Vice President Timmermans for the Commission.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Just remarks on two issues. On the MFF, I hope the signal given by this Parliament and the Commission to the Council was clear. And in very simple words, I would say it's an illusion to think that the MFF should be more of the same. We want the same, but more of it. That's not going to fly. We want the same, but less of it is not going to fly either. So we will have to find a compromise where we do more on what needs to be done now and less on what needed to be done in the past. And for that, we need to have a reasonable budget where we convince those member states who say they are frugal that it is in their interest to pool our resources at the European level to meet these challenges, and we convince those member states who still cling to outdated policies that they should embrace the potential of moving that towards new policies, especially linked to climate change. This brings me to my second point, and also triggered by some of the remarks that were made. I want to warn for a false contradiction that's been put on the table by some here, no longer here, but some who were here. And that is that there is a contradiction between being ambitious on climate policy and saving our industry. I think it's exactly the wrong way around. The longer we take to embrace the potential of this transition, the more we will hurt our industry and the potential for jobs in the new economy. I think now that even Jeremy Clarkson recognises that there is a climate crisis, I think there's no more space for any climate deniers anywhere. So we know we're faced with an existential crisis, and we know we have the collective responsibility to do something about it. And I think the sooner we do this, the sooner we put the resources in creating a circular economy, in creating new jobs in the new economy, in helping people transit from the coal mine industry towards a new economy, the sooner we embrace that, the sooner we will come out of this as leaders in the world, and the sooner we can say to our children and grandchildren, we've heard you, we know what our responsibility is, we're taking it, we're helping you create a world that is better tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you. And now for the Council, Minister TUPPURAINEN. Thank you.
Honourable Madam Chair, dear members of the Parliament, thank you very much for your remarks and comments. I will convey your messages to the President of the European Council. In concluding, let me outline a few things in particular, and may I start with the Presidency priority, which was mentioned several times by you, namely the rule of law. Respect for the rule of law is the cornerstone of our union and, as such, essential for its functioning. As regards to Hungary in particular, we started the Article 7 hearings in September. In December, General Affairs Council, we will organise a second hearing. As a priority, the Presidency has focused on preventive action and on making our rule of law toolbox as effective as possible. Secondly, as noted in this debate, the European Union needs to continue to spearhead climate action and lead by example in order to help raise global ambition. This means engaging in long-term transition to a climate-neutral economy. Such transition will bring a profound and radical change in almost every industry and the way we go about our daily lives. We know that we need to provide the right incentives for this transformation, and we will have to make sure that we leave no one behind, taking into account national and regional specificities and different socio-economic circumstances. And ladies and gentlemen, within the MFF context, this will be reflected as part of our negotiation toolbox. We will provide just transition. And as mentioned by some of you, gender balance is another issue that will be addressed in our negotiation box as a very important mainstreaming element. And thirdly, the leaders will provide us with guidance on the overall level of the MFF. We see Europe developing. We see socio-economic gaps being reduced, meaning that our policies are effective. But it also means that the level of support from the EU has to be adapted. So a realistic budget should be reflecting this. We as Presidency, we are committed to propose an efficient and effective budget in line with our citizens' expectations, bringing genuine European added value. Thank you very much, Madam President, for your attention and for this valuable discussion.